Okay, this model review is of the 1/48 scale model by Airfix of the British Patrol Support Group, which is the Western Lynx helicopter. There's also a Land Rover and some British Army soldiers. It's also supposed to include some paints as well as brushes and cement. And I bought this online, so I want to see how much of it is actually still in there. And let's see here, there's a picture of the finished model. Looks fairly nice actually. And let's have a look inside. That's everything out the box. So first of all here we have our soldiers. They have their individual stands, and then looking at each person, there's a fair amount of mold lines here, as well as a little bit of flashing over here, but a lot of detail. And they've got their weapons. It's all very nicely molded. And this looks like this is our helicopter. You see some rotor blades. And Airfix is always very nicely molded. So let's have a look here. So this is much better quality than the men. Blades are very nicely molded. Here are seats for inside. Here's our tail rotor. Looks like some exhaust parts, but there's some nice surface detail and lots of little parts to put together for this helicopter. Here are our seats, intake, turbines. Here are our exhaust, very nicely molded actually, and there's lots and lots of little parts here, all to put together for this helicopter. But as you can see, there's a lot of nice detail here. Some of the door guns. Over here we have our fuselage bodies. Some of the details for inside, very nicely molded. I don't see much in the way of flashing. Lots of surface detail. That looks like a really good quality model. And then our clear plastic parts. Looks like we've already had two pieces come off. Okay. Over here we have our paints, which all seem to be a variety of different stages of decomposition. This is a much older model. Okay, let's have a look at this. This has got to be our Land Rover, and it is in 1/48 scale, so it's going to be smaller than most car models. Looks like here's the hood, and a fair amount of detail, very nicely molded. We have our axles with the built-in shock absorbers, some engine parts. There's going to be a fair amount of detail here. And then the guns. Here are our wheels, nicely molded. Looks like radiator. Here's our chassis and body panels. So all in all, that looks like a very well made model. Let's have a look at our decals. There are a lot of decals here, and they're very small, some of them. Lots and lots of detail, very nicely printed. This one's for the Land Rover, the rest is for the Lynx helicopter. Let's have a look at our instructions. So it starts off with the helicopter, drilling some holes, putting together the cockpit. And once the cockpit gets put together, the rest of the passenger compartment, including the seats, get put together. The roof gets put on. Looks like there's a couple different options here. And then it's only put together body panels. Sides of the fuselage come together. And all the remaining parts. There are lots of little parts that go together here. Exhaust goes on, as well as the air intakes. Then the fuselage, lower edge of the fuselage goes on, and then the front of the nose. Side doors go on. Can be open or closed. The tail boom gets put together. And then the skids. Additional body parts, guns. There are a lot of details here. And the windshield. And then side windows, windshield wipers. Lots and lots of details going on here. Then rotors, all getting put together. There are a lot of details, so you could have it folded, it looks like. Down here, tail rotor going on, tail plane, and then putting the main rotor on the helicopter. And then if you want to have the rotors folded back, you do it like that. And here's our painting guide, as well as decal guide. And the remaining decals. Lots and lots of details here. Okay, next we move on to the Land Rover. So we put on the transmission, onto the chassis, exhausts, axles going on, suspension, then the wheels go on, then the flooring goes on, starting to build the cockpit, instrument panel, dashboard, side panels going on, and building the back area here with the, looks like with the guns and seats going on there, and then some armor, then the side panels going on, the fenders, radiator and engine. The hood can be up or down, so you can see the engine parts, then the main gun for the top, and then all the remaining little details going on. There are a lot of details here in this model. Wheels going on. This is the side wheel. So very, very detailed model. Here are, here is the paint guide, as well as some of the decals. You put together the troops. A number of different troops going together there. And then their painting guide. As well as their gun guide. And the colors used. So all in all, very, very detailed model, and lots of different aspects to it.